Hello, welcome to our Design Lab 2.0. I'm happy to have you here. In our Design Lab 1.0, we dealt with some lettermark and some mascot logo type. The lettermark was for beginners and the mascot was for advanced users. And we have to do it this way so that both parties can benefit and perform effectively. Now, in the Design Lab 2.0, we'll be dealing with the all-popular 21st century monogram logo type. Before we get into the definition, I think we have to address this in the empirical, historical manner, if that's a word. By the way, my name is Manuel. Join me as we explore the history of monogram brand logo type. So historically and interestingly, the monogram logo type can be traced to be first used by the the ancient Greek traders, who used these name initials to differentiate themselves from other brands. So these name initials could be the first letter of the first name and the first letter of the second name, or the first letter of the first name, second name, or the third name. A monogram should have more than just one letter initials for the design to be called a monogram, which takes us to understanding the basic principles of a monogram logo type. So gradually, most big brands like Coco & Coco Channels, Louis Vuitton, and the rest of these big brands started buying into the idea of using this logo brand style, which is called the monogram, to make their brand name. Okay, there are many principles guiding making of monogram logo type. I'm going to talk about a few which is applied to the few kind of monogram type we'll be designing in this particular project. One of which is that for a brand name to be called a monogram type, it must have about 2 or more name initials. Okay, these name initials can be combined together in multiple ways to establish the brand icon itself. Number 2 is that these names must not come in sequence. Okay, so for the fact that the name is the first word of the name is Howlett, the second is Packard, and last one is Owen. That doesn't mean it should be HPO. Okay, it could be HOP, it could be OPH, and it could just walk around in any way. Okay, a letter mark is now actually a monogram, and a monogram is not a letter mark. Okay, you can take those sequence in letter marks, but a monogram you can walk around anyhow you want to. Okay, the third rule is that you could design a monogram type with your alphabets in your PC without doing any sketch. You can also do it with your golden ratio after your sketch. So these are 3 important rules, which finally takes us into understanding the different types of monogram logo design. So these different monogram types comes in different styles, one of which is the circular version, the next is the hexagon, the next is the letter type, which could be some kind of flowers, some flares, some banners under it, and all of that. Okay, we'll be focusing more attention on the circular version, but we'll be doing a sketch and also using a basic text tool inside of Illustrator to create our 2 types of monogram logo styles. Okay, so this is to leave you with the option to choose whichever you want to complete your project with. So without wasting your time, let's get into practice. So welcome to the sketch. We'll be making a monogram logo brand name for a brand called Cereal Clan. So this just simply Cereal then Clan. Okay, so like we already know in the rules of this monogram type, the first initials are the most important. The 2 first initials are the most important. But what if in cases where clients have just one name and still need a monogram type? What you do is you use the first initial and the next that sounds as if it's the beginning of another word in the same word as the logo type. Okay, so here you have cereal, it could now be S and R over here. So as simple as that, and as we understand that, let's get into making this come to life. So first off, we'll be needing a ruler stick, a pencil, and a sheet of paper. Whatever, as I'm using, this is a carbon paper.